Hello, this is Adam with DreamMade Productions. This video is made possible by the very kind donations of viewers like you. Thank you. If you are in a position to help this channel improve quality and grow, please visit my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below.
It is the 31st century, and mankind is once again at war. The battlefields of the future are dominated by huge robotic war machines known as battlemechs.
This battle report is brought to you by James Ripley. He's the one that played this game, took notes, sent me pictures, and basically asked me to turn this into a battle report. It's my pleasure, James. In addition, James Ripley also recently turned the big 4-0. Happy birthday, James. And for everyone else out there, remember, the following train wreck is totally James's fault. In 3058, Clan Jade Falcon stood triumphant, but nearly in tatters. The Great Refusal War had seen the Falcons overcome their age-old rivals in Clan Wolf, coming close to absorbing the Warden clan. But the victory had cost the Falcons dearly. After seizing the title of Khan, Martha Pry needed to rebuild her Talmud. Faced with many new warriors, and their weakness easily within notice of the other clans, Khan Pry decided a show of strength was needed. The Falcons found a tempting target close at hand. The Lyran half of the Federated Commonwealth had recently broken away, once again becoming its own independent nation, the Lyran Alliance. With Lyran armed forces deployed to its new border with the Federated Suns, the Falcons struck. The Falcons' Omni-Mechs faced off against undermanned militia forces, in some cases equipped with only machine gun-armed agromechs. This mini-invasion came to be called the Jade Falcon Incursion, and threatened to re-spark the clan invasion if it could not be stopped. The Jade Falcon's tactics were brutal and effective, but they were not exactly subtle. The Falcons were headed for the Coventry system, home of the Coventry Military Academy. Catherine Steiner moved quickly to reinforce the planet's defenders with mercenaries, and opening negotiations with Vlad Ward of Clan Wolf. On 10 March 3058, the Jade Falcon invasion forces converged on Coventry, arriving by 3 Star-Lord-class jump ships via pirate jump points. The invasion came quickly, with the Falcons landing near St. William's Spaceport and the military academy itself. The 2nd Falcon Jaegers attacked the spaceport in high-speed combat drops, while Eyrie cluster moved in on the military academy. With the 10th Sky Rangers bogged down at the spaceport, it was up to the instructors and students to defend their school. While still outclassed in terms of equipment, the sides were more balanced than the situation suggested. The Jade Falcon Eyrie was made up of mostly green warriors that, in some cases, had not yet even fully completed their blooding ritual. On average, their officers were not much better off. Many had just completed their trials and never faced combat outside of clan rituals. The battle quickly devolved. Lyran instructors and experienced Falcon warriors in slow, long-range duels or well-planned ambushes, while the young warriors and cadets preferred close-range, all-out brawls. It was into this cauldron of confusion that Star Commander Tracy Isha led her headhunter star in search of its prey. As one of the few experienced line officers, Star Commander Isha had been tasked by her star captain to hunt down and kill a Lyran instructor named Weber. Unlike many of the other instructors, Weber held only the rank of lieutenant, and while technically from a noble house, his family's lands and titles were small. While he lacked the political connections to secure him a prestigious position, he did have combat experience and the respect of his staff and students. Weber normally instructed from his Crockett battle mech, but with the clan bearing down on the school, Weber instead mounted his family's Atlas, Zadas, a centuries-old AS-7D, but now fully converted into the AS-7S variant. Leading 2 seniors and a freshman, Weber managed to keep his forces together and moved quickly to intercept the approaching clan star. Turn 1. Weber moves his forces through the administration sector, jostling for a better position on the clanners, while Tracy Isha moves in to engage her prey. The inexperienced scout mech warriors find each other first. The commando opens fire, most of his weapons missing, but leaving the mounted elementals scrambling to detach themselves from the fire moth. The fire moth returns fire, damaging the commando in return. Star Commander Isha challenges her target, Lieutenant Weber, and unleashes her summoner's weapons, dealing minor damage to the Atlas. The Hellbringer chooses the Zeus, firing and dealing light damage. The clan elementals and Kit Fox hold their fire, trying to observe Zellbriggen. The Zeus returns fire on the Hellbringer. Weber refuses to play Isha's game. He snaps off a shot at her, missing, but he focuses his fire on the Hellbringer, digging into its armor. Turn 2. Lieutenant Weber's moves in on the clan forces, keeping the pressure on. The fire moth kicks in its blistering speed to flank the commando. Star Captain Isha leaps her summoner, trying to get an advantage and ordering her elementals to attack Weber, to disregard Zellbriggen since he has broken it. She opens fire on the Atlas, but her jump jets throw off her aim. The elementals are at the edge of their weapon's effective range and likewise miss the assault mech. The Banshee and Commando coordinate their weapons, but just cannot hit the dashing fire moth. The Banshee and Commando are not so lucky, as the fire moth and Kit Fox open up scoring hits. The Banshee's thick armor protects it, but the Commando is not so lucky. The fire moth's weapons blowing out its engine. Weber continues to taunt Isha, snapping off another shot on her, but working with his Zeus to keep up the pressure on the Hellbringer. Their weapons ravage the smaller mech, ripping open armor, blowing through the thin head armor, destroying the Hellbringer's fire control sensors. The damaged Hellbringer returns fire on the Zeus, melting away some armor, but without functioning sensors, most of his weapons miss. Turn 3. Seeing an opening, the Zeus moves in to engage the Hellbringer in melee. As they swing wildly, Weber keeps up his fire on Isha and her elementals, but deals them only light damage. The Banshee swings out with his massive battle fists, but the fire moth manages to avoid catastrophe. The Kit Fox keeps firing on the Banshee, ripping off armor plate as the fire moth kicks it. Isha and her elementals keep up fire on Weber, but struggle to hit the Lyran instructor. The Hellbringer pilot moves in, kicking the Zeus, but in his inexperience, fails to keep his guard up. The Zeus brings down both arms, one flattening the mech's already damaged head. Turn 4. The two sides continue to maneuver, getting bogged down in the close quarters combat. The elementals move in on Weber, finally getting into close range. Still being double teamed, the Banshee mech warrior manages to get a good shot at the Kit Fox, heavily damaging it. But the two clan mechs are just too much. They both open up on the giant, the Kit Fox weapons ripping into the torso, damaging the mech's engine, while the fire moth rams the mech. The Banshee's engine locks up. With the impact, the mech falls. Weber fires on the elementals, destroying some of the battle suits, but they keep coming. He also targets Isha along with his Zeus, both scoring solid hits. In turn, Isha and her elementals rip into Weber's Atlas, blasting through weak armor plates, damaging the gyro, and the elemental's flamers overtaxing the double heatsinks. Turn 5. The Zeus corners the Fire Moth, swinging out with both arms, but the actuators freeze up, causing him to miss. The elementals fire their jump jets, flying towards the Atlas, their anti-mech claws ready to cut into Weber's mech. He backsteps, throwing off their aim, and they land just in front of him. They look up at the 100-ton god of war, as Weber crushes them under his mech's massive foot. Isha fires at the distracted Weber, further damaging his mech. The Fire Moth rams into the Zeus, ripping the large laser off its mountings. Stunned, the Zeus pilot is distracted as the Kit Fox alpha strikes the staggered mech, all weapons hitting the center torso, bringing it down. Turn 6. Weber finds himself alone and is in the exact kind of melee brawl he had hoped to avoid. Star Commander Isha, on the other hand, orders her star to stand down so she may finish the contest herself. She opens up on Weber, heavily damaging his mech, blowing out his missile racks. Weber responds, aiming high, his medium lasers digging into the summoner's head, blowing out its sensors. Turn 7. Almost blind, Isha moves in on the crippled Atlas, firing, trying to bring it down. Her weapons blast the mech's legs, blowing out its hip and making the mech almost impossible for Weber to move. He manages to line up and unleashes his remaining arsenal on Isha, blowing out her mech's gyro. The mech falls, the already injured Tracy Isha passing out from the impact. Turn 8. Enraged, the remaining Falcons move in to avenge their fallen commander. Weber struggles to switch targets as the remaining clan mechs move in for the kill. The Fire Moth fires first, hitting Weber's engine, but not quite taking it down. Weber fires his medium lasers on the Fire Moth, blowing the mech's weakened legs off. He switches as the Kit Fox pulls the trigger. As the rounds land, Weber's AC-20 rounds find their mark. The Kit Fox explodes in a hail of high-caliber heat rounds. But Weber's Atlas, translated roughly as the Badger, ends its centuries of warfare, collapsing under its own weight. Aftermath. The Battle of Coventry was a brutal affair. Khan Pride had hoped for a quick victory to provide her troops with experience and confidence. What she got was a brutal street fight, often in melee range. While the Falcons delivered to their Khan both the starport and the military academy, along with Coventry Metalworks, the fight had been savage to the point that some battles enjoyed no winner. Worse, the Falcons had not managed to complete the encirclement of the Lyran defenders, and many managed to flee into the countryside. The invasion would enter a new phase as the Lyrans began their guerrilla resistance, and the Falcons struggled to secure their new holdings. Meanwhile, Mandarin Liao in Katrina Steiner's name assembled a massive mercenary force on Tharked. The host would include Delta and Gamma regiments of Wolf's Dragoons, the 71st Iridani Light Horse Regiment, as well as Waco's Rangers. This massive army of sellswords would arrive via pirate jump points on 10 April, and the true Battle of Coventry would begin. Hello, this is Adam with Dream Made Productions. Thank you for watching my content. It really means a lot that you have given me the chance to entertain you. If you would like to support the channel, please visit my Patreon at patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below. Also below is a link for PayPal, or links if you would like to send crypto if that's more your thing. Please know any amount that you give will be cherished and used to upgrade equipment and improve the channel. You can also help the channel by subscribing, turning on notifications, liking, commenting, and sharing my channel with anyone you think might be interested. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come.